You're listening to the Visionary Lifestyle Podcast, the show that's dedicated to raising consciousness and empowering you to activate your highest potential. I'm your host, Magda Freedom Rod. Our guest today is Satya Kalra. If you guys listened to my first episode of this show, the 7 steps to activating your highest potential, you'll know that the chakras are considered one of my 7 steps. So the purpose of this interview is to take a deep dive on that subject. Our guest today, Satya Kalra, is a self-transformation, empowerment, and happiness coach, spiritual guide, international speaker, and best-selling author. She's also a founder and president of the nonprofit organization Path to Anandam to help people to explore their eternal happiness and peace within. She was a veteran in the biotech industry for 35 years, serving as a visionary, entrepreneur, scientist, founder, CEO, president, and chairperson. Following a divine call, Satya left the helm as CEO in the biotech industry. She was working in the cancer arena, by the way, and founded Path to Anandam, which means blissful living. Her personal mission is to live in love, peace, and Anandam, and to propagate blissful living by helping others become more self-dependent and self-reliant, especially destitute women and children. For more than 20 years, Satya has been practicing and promoting awareness and blissful living through applications of timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita and spirituality in daily life. She creates a bridge between science and spirituality and brings awareness to spirituality through ancient wisdom from India with a modern practical approach. The focus on Satya's teachings is how to be happy, heal yourself, enhance the quality of life, experience blissful Anandam, and to reach your unlimited potential by raising your conscious level through self-developed 7 steps. These easy, simple, and effective techniques, Anandam meditation and spiritual practices, for the body, mind, and spirit, have benefited thousands of people. Now, I met Satya at the International Yoga Festival in Rishikesh, India, where we did this interview. I attended her Chakras workshop and invited her to the show to share her vast wisdom on the subject that she's been teaching for over 20 years, the Chakras. There are links to her work in the show notes, so make sure to check that out at visionary-lifestyle.com/podcast. I had to break this episode into 2 shows because it went so long. So the first one, she really goes deep into what the chakras are. And the second one, she really goes into practical tools and applications that you can use in your daily life. Enjoy. And as always, I'd love to hear from you guys. Send me an email. Tell me how this episode impacted you. Tell me if these practical tools were of use to you. Tell me what else you want to hear me talking about. Keep in touch. Send me an email through my website, visionary-lifestyle.com. Namaste. Satya Kalra, welcome to the show.
Namaste.
Namaste.
And thank you very much for inviting me to your wonderful show.
Thank you for being here. I've been enjoying some of your classes here at the International Yoga Festival. We're still here in Rishikesh, sitting now in one of the beautiful gardens in Parmat-Niketan Ashram. And really enjoying this yoga festival and all the amazing teachers that are here, you being one of them. And I was especially interested to speak to you because you've been teaching about the chakras for 20 years, right?
Yes.
Yes. And you have a very interesting background, which we talked about a little bit on the introduction. But I have, in Visionary Lifestyle, I offer what I call the 7-step guide to activating your highest potential. And I made it 7 because of the chakras, but only one of those levels, one of those 7 is the chakras. But I would love to dive deep into the chakras and have you explain to people what they are, how we balance them. We can go through each one, maybe just for a couple of minutes each, and discuss what the difference is between balancing them, clearing them, strengthening them. There's so many different terms that are used. I'd like to go into that, and if we have time after that, we can go into a few other things. I'm also very happy to talk to you about Yoga Beyond Asana, which is the title of one of your books, because part of my interest in coming to India was to discuss exactly that, because in the West, so much of yoga is just the asana. So I would love to hear from you, what is yoga besides the asana, beyond the asana? So let's start there.
I'm so glad you asked that question. I felt like I'm speaking to myself here when
Nice.
you mentioned 7 steps, because my identity is with 7 steps.
Ah.
In fact, I have the hashtag 7 steps.
Oh, nice.
In the 7 chakras, I have the 7 days.
Uh-huh.
Practicality, 7 steps, and 7 days practices,
Oh.
Monday to Sunday. So everything I worked
Yeah.
7 days,
Yeah.
and here 7 steps. So it feel like
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
in alignment. There's a reason I was attracted to you.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, thank you. So 7 chakras. As I have been teaching this for more than 20 years, and I started with heart chakra because I even didn't know anything about this chakras business. But I was so much into my heart chakra that I felt like it was just getting totally expanded to the cosmos, and I did not even exist. And then I was exposed to somehow with the chakras, but I don't recall how. And when I going more deeper into it and finding out and doing some more hearing about it, then all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, this is what I have been doing. I could feel it, energy in the different parts of around my spine. And then I was basically shifting from my heart chakra also to my solar plexus chakra, and then I was immediately shifting to my third eye chakra and to my crown chakra. And during that I also experienced my throat chakra was kind of more blocked than any other chakras, which I could feel it, I could sense it. So I had to dig a little bit more about it, and I did it. It seems like my whole world opened up, because whatever I was doing it was in the books, it was already in the literature, and I was doing it without even knowing that I was doing it.
Right, and suddenly then you had a name to put to it and an understanding of what it was you were doing.
Yeah, so and then it was because I was also feeling more than 7 chakras around below the ground, above the ground, and I was feeling so many chakras about my head to the higher and higher. And then later on I learned there are more than 7 chakras. There are hundreds of chakras, but we focus mainly on the 7 chakras.
Right.
And I was quite a bit more energy focus. I was feeling like more energy within myself, and that I could relate to the Kundalini Shakti, and more feminine energy, and more balancing energy from the left side to the right side. And it was just whole thing. It's just like I had a different pieces of the puzzle,
Right.
where I just kind of put it together.
That's such a great way of putting it, the pieces of the puzzle, because when I teach people about the chakras, I love enlightening them about it. Like, there are different energy centers in your body, so when your life looks out of balance in any way, and once you know the chakra system, you can scan your body and figure out where you're out of alignment, and then you can use these tools to get yourself back into alignment or balance, right? It's such a powerful tool, and it's not that complicated. And it's the rainbow, right? It's the rainbow body, right?
Yes.
And this is, I'm obsessed with rainbows because of this. Every time I see a rainbow, all my students know, oh, they have to text me a picture or tell me there's a rainbow, because it's us, look, it's the rainbow. So let's explain for the people listening who aren't familiar with this energy system in our body.
So these energy centers are the invisible centers in our body. You cannot touch them unless you are so in tune it. I can feel it. We can feel them, but this is not a tangible thing, like a heart chakra. You can feel the heart, doctor can feel the heart, the pulse of the heart beats, but you can't do that with your chakras.
Right. Doesn't show up
A
on an
doctor
X-ray.
cannot do it.
Right.
A doctor cannot do it. But the person who is familiar with the chakras, that person can do it.
Yes, an energy healer.
Energy healers can do it. And not only that, you can feel it yourself, and you can also feel the energy in other people's. So these are the invisible energy centers. I also call them, these are the seeds of our being. These are 7 chakras, because we are talking about the main 7 chakras in the body. They are located in the hollow area of our spine, which is so tiny, you can't even see it. I mean, doctor can go inside, and I don't know how, but basically there are some nerves in it. And they call it nadi. There are 2 nadis, major 2 nadis. They call it Pingla and Idla. Pingla is on the right side, Ida is on the left side, and in the center there is a Sushumna nadi.
Right.
And in the Sushumna nadi, the energy flows, and wherever the Ida and Pingla meet, that's where the chakra is. So the first chakra is located at the very base of the spine, which is also called as the root chakra, or the grounding chakra, or in Sanskrit it is called the Mooladhara chakra. But that is the foundation of all the chakras, because that's where our life force, the Kundalini Shakti, sits. So this is the seat of Kundalini Shakti, the divine Shakti.
Mooladhara, root chakra.
Root chakra, or the grounding chakra. You can also call it a earth chakra, because the element of Mooladhara chakra, or the grounding chakra, is earth.
Earth, yes.
That's why one of the technique to heal the Mooladhara chakra, there are many techniques, but one of the technique which I recommend, walk on the green grass with barefoot to get the energy from the earth.
Right.
But the beauty of this chakra is, this is so powerful that it removes all the fear out of us. When this chakra is grounding, when we have a strong grounding chakra or Mooladhara chakra, then we are more grounded. We are also more connected to the earth. At the same time, our fear disappears. We have more faith in ourselves and Almighty. So we start believing ourselves. We start believing ourselves. We feel like, I know who I am. So who I am, it starts unfolding from the root chakra. It goes all the way to crown chakra, just like the light comes up.
Right.
But it starts from the root chakra.
Right. And the
So-
quality is security, right? So this is why it
Security.
takes the fear away, because it's our security.
So we are more secure. It also called the money chakra, because it is responsible for our career.
Money chakra. I've
And the
never heard it called that.
prosperity chakra.
Yeah, because it's our livelihood. right?
Livelihood is there.
Yeah. And so things to do to balance. If this one is out of balance, that looks like we're fearful, right? And ungrounded, so we're floating around, right? And so if we're feeling fearful and ungrounded and maybe concerned that our needs are not met, what are the ways? One is walking on the grass with bare feet. What are other ways to balance this chakra?
You know, I always recommend, it has a red color
And it's red.
and it has a 4 petals.
Yeah, there's so many
4
elements, right?
elements
so
to
many
it.
details.
Okay, so eating the food in red color, for example, strawberries, tomatoes, red carrots, beets. That will strengthen our chakra.
Food as medicine to balance our energy chakras. I love this. Yes.
Actually, I call this chakra system, activating the chakra system. In fact, I give the name of this chakra workshop here, inner yoga therapy.
Inner yoga
Through
therapy, yeah.
Chakra alignment. But the theme I put it there was activate your pharmaceutical factory within, your medicine factory within. Activate your medicine factory by activating chakra system in your body.
Because it's connected to biology. Because
Exactly.
when we get it in balance, the biology, the brain releases the right hormones
Because
and
what
things.
it is, let's talk about the location of these chakras.
Sure.
These, I mentioned about the first chakra, but in general, these chakras are located exactly the superimposing where our endocrine system is, where our endocrine glands are. For example, the first chakra is the Mooladhara chakra, which is grounded. The second chakra, which is located 2.5 inches above that, between navel and the first chakra. This is where our two glands are, testes and ovaries are situated.
So the
Now
reproductive organs.
So you go to third chakra, which is located a little bit above the navel, and that's where our adrenal gland is there. Now you go a little bit up, that's where our heart chakra is, right between our chest.
Yeah.
Right below the heart chakra is the thymus, which is responsible for our immune system, strengthening our immune system. Now you go a little bit above in the throat chakra, which is also called the butterfly, because it is right by our thyroids, the same shape of the thyroids.
The thyroid.
So it is called a butterfly chakra also. So it is right adjacent to the thyroids. Now you go
Thyroid, sure.
above, this is the sixth chakra, which is right which is also called the Bindu chakra or focus chakra. There are many names, It's
In the center of the
in
forehead,
the center
right?
of the forehead.
Between the eyebrows.
Yeah, between the eyebrows, right there, and there is, and then it goes above that is a crown chakra, which is right on the head. Imagine there is a cap. You are wearing a cap, and that cap is your crown chakra with 1,000 petals.
Yeah.
So now, pineal gland and the pituitary gland, they are all connected with each other. One is on the front, one is on the top. So they are all connected. So they are responsible for all the activities around in our mind and focus, head, and all that.
Right.
So the location of these chakras are so, God has created in such a way that the endocrine system is totally superimposing it. So if the energy is imbalanced in our chakras, these glands are blocked, they are not functioning properly, it means our body is not releasing the hormones and enzymes. Because they are responsible, endocrine system is responsible for our hormones and enzymes. So we are slave of hormones and enzymes in the body. So we are slave of endocrine system, and endocrine system is slave of these 7 chakras.
They all work together.
So
Right.
that's why it is so important to align these chakras.
Right. So what's the difference between aligning, balancing? I mean, we hear clearing, we hear all these different words.
I think this is more a convenience. This is more the expansion of the vocabulary. For example, Sanskrit terminology for base chakra 1 is a Mooladhara chakra.
Mooladhara,
Now
right.
people call it chakra 1. People call it root chakra. People call it grounding chakra. It's the same chakra.
Yeah. So it's interchangeable
It's
words.
an
They all mean the same
interchange.
thing.
It's the same
Okay.
thing. Balancing, you cannot balance it unless you clean it. You cannot align it unless you can clean it. So they're aligned, balance, all these are interchangeable words, but they're all basically the same, doing the same thing.
Okay. I have one more question that I've always been curious about the size of the chakras, because we talk about them being opened or closed or too big or too small. Is there, in your understanding, a size that we should be, aspiring to? Like I've always think of it as like maybe the size of a lemon or an orange. Does it work like that for you in your mind?
Actually, I can give you an example of my heart chakra. Even when my eyes are open, I'm talking to you, when I think about my heart chakra, I immediately get out of my body and it totally starts touching the universe, one end to the other. There is no end in the universe.
It's boundless.
Infinite. It's infinite.
Yeah.
So that chakra is infinite. So to me, that is my reference point. So anything, but at the same time, when I'm aligning my chakras or I'm moving my energy, because I do it several times a day. When I go to bed, I do it. I get all the time. When I'm walking, I'm doing that. And when I'm on my treadmill, I'm just all the time. Constantly, I am aligning and awareness and all that. So what happens when I'm doing aligning? Then it just becomes like this big. Which is like I would say I would say about 6 inches, about 8 inches ball, or 6 inches ball kind of thing. So I go, or 4 inches, depend, whatever.
So at that point, then they're intersecting each other, right?
So I'm just saying, I'm imagining, but and then they could be so when I am aligning them, they become so big. And then when I go move to the another chakra, then they kind of come back to their own location. And then I move to the second chakra, and then that chakra becomes so big, it takes over. And then when I kind of bring it down, and then I move it, uplift the energy, so then it comes back, it shrinks back to it, and then that energy goes and opens up the other chakra, and that becomes big. And then it comes back, it's shrinking. So it's just like a balloon. You are balloon putting the air in the balloon and taking it out.
Right,
it's like
expanding it, and cleaning it, clearing it, taking away the blockages, all the stuff that doesn't belong there, and then bringing it back.
I can give you an analogy. I don't know if you have that experience or not, but I have seen it, and at one time actually I was given that treatment also. I had a pneumonia, and after the pneumonia, doctor gave me one instrument to blow into it. So by blowing it, it will help my lungs to expand.
Yes.
So that exercise was for me to expand my lungs.
Yes, I'm familiar with that device. Yeah.
So so that's the analogy I can give you, that by doing that, the chakras would get expanded, and then after doing the exercise, they come back to the
interesting.
regular.
Yeah, I have never thought of it that way. I love this.
So just by going that, so that's where the size. But I noticed that for me, my heart chakra, no matter what, even if I move up or down and all that, that is beyond my body. It just doesn't come back.
That one just stays encompassing the entire universe.
I think if I have to think about my chakras, I think my chakra universe is equal to the universe.
Yeah.
My heart chakra is equal to the universe. That's all I could say.
So much love in you, Satya. I love this.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just that's all I think. I mean, even if I'm thinking about it, and since the arms are next to the heart,
right?
When I do it,
your arms extend out to the sides, and you're just embracing the entire universe.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, it goes too far. It seems like my arms are so big; they're touching the walls, they're touching the universe.
Yeah.
So I think we all have that experience. The people who do these chakras, balancing, energizing, I call this as it says on the book, a blissful journey through 7 wonders of the soul. Because each chakra represents our solar system, our soul system, our consciousness. So lower chakras have a less consciousness is different than the higher chakras. More material things. So they are more, I would say, contaminated with the worldly contaminated with the worldly things. So they are more. So we have to cleanse. We have to cleanse it.
Yeah, more cleansing is
more
necessary
cleansing
on
is
the lower
needed.
chakra.
The
That's a
second
good
chakra
point,
is more thinking about the sex and all those things,
Right.
all the time, the partner, the
Material,
sex.
yeah.
So, so you're thinking about more relationships and more happiness and all that. We all want happiness, but when our heart chakra is open, we don't even think about happiness because it's there.
Yes.
But at the second chakra, we are thinking about the happiness, our relationship and all that. So it's more related to the body related things.
Right.
Where the higher we go from body to more connection to our mind chakras, because that's where the 6 chakras are.
Right,
But when we go above the heart chakra, because even up to the 3rd chakra, it's more like a willpower chakra, more passion chakra, more. The mantra for that chakra is I do.
Yeah,
Like
action.
Action. So first chakra is I am. Second chakra is I feel, because it's more feeling oriented. It's more for gratifications. But the 3rd chakra, I do. But by balancing, we get the discrimination. So instead of saying I do just a do, I do righteous things. I do things which are good for the whole
For the
universe,
highest good of
not for
all.
mine. So it
Yeah.
takes me to the higher self. So now from the Mooladhara chakra, I'm going little by little. Like Mooladhara chakra, I was by myself.
Right.
Now in the 2nd chakra, there is a partnership. So I'm a little bit expanding.
Right.
Now with the 3rd chakra, I do it for the others too. That's what, so how I am expanding. With 4th chakra, it's go to the universe, love and compassion. And then in the 5th chakra, I have to speak
I speak. is the
eloquently,
affirmation, the mantra. Right.
eloquently, truthfully, not to hurt other people. Like I always say, speak like the roses, but the roses without the thorns.
That's sweet.
So this is where the 5th chakra comes. And then of course, when we are in the 3rd chakra, we develop a lot of intuitions. But when we get to the 6th chakra, those intuitions, whatever comes, they manifest. And we start visualizing the things, we start manifesting the things.
Right.
That's where, when I call it the activating the physiology, I mean the pharmaceutical company or factory in our body. So our body, our adrenal gland and all, they release the hormones like, and the second TSH, LSH and all these are the hormones which control our sexual activities. Then our 3rd chakra, adrenal glands, cortisol, which is responsible for the nervous system. And then it also the blood pressure, it raises the blood pressure.
Right.
So it
Stress hormones.
Stress hormones. So when we are calm, then it decreases the stress hormones.
Right.
And when we are at the heart, then
All the
our
love chemicals come in.
thymus activates all our immune systems. And here in the metabolic, in the 5th chakra, all the metabolic hormones are released. So everything in our body, like in heart area, LDH, with their cholesterol hormones and all enzymes, they're all being activated. Like if somebody has a high cholesterol or low, then doctor gives them
drugs to suppress it.
But with chakra alignment,
inner yoga therapy.
Inner yoga therapy. So then the body releases those chemicals to lower the HLDL also anyhow, which is not a good hormone, good cholesterol for the body.
Right.
So LDH goes down with the hormone. Similarly, metabolic system, the thyroid. Doctor doesn't have to give us the thyroxine, external thyroxine injection or the pills.
We can do the balancing of the throat chakra
and manufacture the thyroxine. For example, very good one can relate it to pancreas. if our pancreas is active, working properly, pancreas is a gland, but the chakra is the third chakra. So if the third chakra, the adrenal glands, is also the part of the pancreatic system, so then our body releases the insulin whenever it is needed. Otherwise, we have to get the insulin from the external sources.
Are you saying we can cure diabetes with chakra balancing?
Of course, because the pancreas, it is right behind the third chakra. Because this is how we activate our pharmaceutical company.
Right, our own inner
Own
pharmaceutical factory.
But what one can relate to it, what it is, which is hilarious, but this is what it is. You know our sixth chakra, the Bindu chakra, which is right, the third eye chakra. And there is a publications, it's not that I'm saying it, there is a research done on it specifically for this. It releases the DMT. You know what DMT is?
I know what DMT is, yeah.
It's a drug.
Tell the people, yeah.
Yes, so it releases the DMT.
I've never heard that. That makes total sense though. Do you know?
Okay, so the DMT is, let me think about it, what is called? It is dimethylene propane. So it releases the chemical.
That helps you see. It helps open
Have
the,
you,
it's
have,
like
so you don't have to
removing
take
the veil.
you don't have to take the external drug to calm yourself,
Right.
because the problem is if you take the external DMT, after a period of time, one gets into depression. They lose connection to themselves because they are on the drug. They are not facing the reality. They are living in an illusion. But when we release our own DMT, we are more connected to ourselves. We are more connected to our intuitions, our soul, because now we are getting higher and higher. So we are getting more connection to the higher self. DMT, external DMT is temporary, which brings you down, destroys your system.
So you can produce your own by balancing the third eye chakra.
Yeah, so you can get your own DMT. That's why after doing the meditation, don't we feel calm?
Yes.
Because we are releasing DMT. And also,
Never knew that.
we are releasing the other hormones like relaxing hormones in our adrenal glands and all that. So it's just a more and more and more biochemicals we are releasing in our body.
Oh, this is fascinating. So then,
So the beauty of that is, and I'm sure you have heard that, and it is my own experience over and over and over and over, that when I am in the sixth chakra, and if I totally get into activating it, blocking totally external factors, and I totally merge, that chakra expands, opens up, and that's a time, if I have certain issues or something, I can manifest the solution, not the problem. I'm not talking about the problem. I just put the solution in front of me, and that solution gets manifested.
Right.
Whether it is the materialistic things or emotional things,
Right.
or whatever it is, this is the chakra is
Right.
which is the manifest. We can manifest
it's like
anything we
the access
want.
point. It's like the access point to see the answers, to see the solutions, because it's the third eye, right? It's like we close the physical eyes, we open the third eye, so that we can see the truth, we can see the answers, we can see from the higher perspective, right? And see what we need to know. If we have a question or confusion, we need clarity. We can spend time here balancing the third eye chakra and getting the answers that we need. And from there, is manifesting the word? I mean, I feel like it gives us the information that we need in order to take the action that's needed for us to create the life that we want, right?
I agree with you totally. But I want to add one more thing.
Okay.
It's not only that we get the solutions, we get the manifested things, whatever we want. I can give you an example. When I'm connected even though I'm not focusing, but my connection, since I'm connection, I might not be even aware of it that I'm connected to my sixth chakra, but I'm connected because I do so much practice. So I immediately, without even realizing or being aware of it, I reach there and my system is there. And if I'm wishing something, it comes true. For example, I was writing a book. My laptop totally
Died. Your laptop
almost died.
Okay.
Almost died.
Okay.
And this was my first book, and I was not very in tune with this high tech.
Okay.
So I didn't know what to do about it.
You weren't tech savvy at the time. You
No,
sure are now.
I don't know whether I am now or not, but not to
I think
not
you
to
are.
that point where I could figure out how
Right,
to
right.
activate my laptop again and how to retrieve my system, my text from there or my Word files from there and all that.
Yeah.
I'm totally stuck. I have no idea what to do now. All of a sudden, somebody knocks on my door. And here is the IT person comes on our door from our office. And I say, what are you doing here, Arun? Oh, I came to fix one of the laptop in the house, my husband's laptop. I said, come to my laptop first. I can give you so many examples like that. I can give you so many examples of the manifestation of so many things. So many times I'm thinking about someone and the phone rings. I even don't have to say who is this because I know it's that person. It happens, and I'm sure it happens to you. It happens all the time. The things show up, and the things. It's just like I am manifesting.
Yeah, you're in alignment. That's why, right?
Yeah.
Your
You just
energy centers
manifest.
are in
You just
alignment.
manifest.
Okay, so this is good. You know, the reason I call my show and my brand Visionary is for the third eye chakra.
Oh wow!
Because it's about envisioning the world that we want and
Yes.
you know, activating our highest potential so that
Yeah.
we can deliver our gifts and create
Yeah.
the world that we want,
Yes.
heaven on earth.
Yes.
So that's why it's called
Yes.
Visionary, and
Yes.
that's why, you know, my logo's always been purple. Well, the color we haven't been talking about the colors. The color of the third eye is actually indigo, sometimes purple.
Indigo.
Yeah.
Purple is the crown chakra.
But isn't the crown also sometimes white?
You know, I'm glad you brought it. And in fact, I have put it in my book. It
The
says
ultimate happiness and health and chakras book?
about this chakra is this particular mention about the chakras, because this chakra system originally came from Ayurveda system, from Atharva Veda, and it's a very old, before the Buddhist, anybody
again,
else.
what's
It's a Atharva Yoga, Atharva Veda, Atharva Veda, and Ayurveda comes from Atharva Veda.
Atharva Veda.
And
Okay.
and chakra system is a very important part of Ayurveda. Okay, so it goes back to those lineage, and or maybe even it is older than that. It comes from Patanjali's yoga, because Patanjali talks about a lot about chakras. So this color system in those books, chakras have been always mentioned that they were white. There was no color behind
of
it.
them?
All the chakras had a
Oh.
white color.
Oh, that's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the first time, because what happened when I gave my book to Shankaracharya, remember he spoke? Did
No.
you see that Shankaracharya one day he spoke on consciousness?
No, I wasn't there for that one.
When Modi ji, Prime Minister.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay, I don't remember. Sorry, what he said.
Yeah, but what he said, no, I'm just saying, so when I had given him my book, just to, before printing, I just wanted to get his blessing. And he says, I noticed one thing, that you have given the colors to these chakras. And I say, they come from the Western world. But he showed me, he says, look at these books. There is no mention about the colors, there's all white. And then I did some research, and I found out that the color system, one of the individual, he gave this color based on the wavelength which were resonating with the same wavelength of that particular color.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so the each chakra's wavelength match, like Muladhara's chakra's wavelength matches with red color. So based on those frequencies,
And the frequencies.
the colors were assigned. But originally, it is mentioned that the chakras are white colors.
Oh, that's news to me. Well, when did the colors start? Do you know approximately when that was that they were assigned the colors? Because we always think about the chakras being in rainbows, right? And that's the rainbow body, like we talked about at the beginning, starting with red at the bottom, moving up to second chakra being orange, third chakra being yellow like the sun, the heart chakra, fourth chakra green, like an emerald green, throat chakra, fifth chakra is blue, third eye indigo, and then the crown chakra is purple, or I have always thought of it as purple or white. The thousand petaled lotus at the top. Doesn't matter. So,
but
doesn't
in
matter
my
when it happened,
in my experience, and I think there is a lot of validity to these colors, because when I sit for meditation, when I'm aligning the chakras, and all of a sudden certain colors will pop out. So I know which chakras are stronger at that point, because I will see
it
those
in your mind's
colors.
eye.
I will see the whole thing as that particular color all of a sudden will show up. And then it became like all the time the golden light. Sometimes I see the white light, sometimes I see the indigo, very light color. So different colors I would see that. So based on my experience, and I'm sure that's why these colors are given, because a lot of people have done a lot of meditations on these. So I respect this color designation a lot.
I think they're very useful too,
Very
to help
useful.
people visualize, to help people get into the energy of the chakras. I mean, if nothing else, for the visualization aspect of it, of being able to visualize them and send your energy there and your attention there and do the balancing work. So,
and also, if you look at it, the chakras, one of the other therapy they use for the chakra alignment is the crystal, or the malas which I'm wearing. You can see all the different colors of the chakras.
I was
here.
noticing your mala. You're wearing a rainbow
yeah, my rainbow malas.
After
So it
my
is.
own heart.
Yeah. So basically, there is, and I have experienced those with the healing. You can put those particular colors on particular chakras, and you do get that vibrations.
Right, because there's a vibration to the color, the frequency, like we said. One of the things that I heard you say in one of your talks over the last few days was one of the ways to balance the chakras is Surya Namaskar sequence. Is that right?
Yes.
So can we dive into that a little bit for the people who are used to the physical practice of yoga, the asana? This is something that I learned from you in your lecture, that I would love for people to hear more about that, because I want to give people as many tools as I can to balance these energy centers, and this is one that maybe some of the yogis listening to this are familiar with. So if you could explain why and how.
Thanks so much for answering the call to be here today. I'm so glad you're part of our tribe of activated rainbow warriors. If you found the show in any way empowering or inspiring, I would be so grateful if you would share the show on social media or with friends and family that you think would benefit from these conversations. And also, rate and review the show in iTunes. This is really the very best way to help support the show and help us get noticed by others who are looking for the sort of content that we're sharing. Now notice there are no outside ads playing here. That's because the show is supported by you, the listener. You can become a patron of the show with a small monthly donation by checking out the perks on our Patreon page at patreon.com/visionary lifestyle and signing up there. There's also a one-time donation button on the podcast page of the website if that suits you better. And just so you know, your donations help to cover the necessary out-of-pocket monthly expenses to produce the show, and will also help us grow so we can inspire and educate even more people. And hey tribe, I'd love to hear from you. Visit me at visionary-lifestyle.com and please tell me your comments and questions. I really look forward to connecting with you. I love you. Namaste.